Good morning, everybody. We're already at commentary number 2. I hope my voice isn't too somber. I realize maybe if you're listening to this when you're just waking up that my voice might put you back to sleep. We've covered a lot so far in the spiritual realm, and the topics are really starting to build on themselves. And I notice the longer that I go on, I think, I want to do this topic, but before I talk about that, I have to talk about this, because how would you understand that? And so I hope it's all kind of starting to make sense together. And on this commentary, I wanted to clear up some of the terminology that I use. I use the universe, I use the word God, I use the word higher power. And when they say those things, I mean the same thing. Some spiritual teachers have spoken about the fact that the word God has been very much misused. And so sometimes I don't want to use that word because I think it has a negative connotation. Another few words that I use interchangeably are soul and spirit. And these two words are actually not used interchangeably a lot of the time. The distinction would be that your soul is that thing that lives inside you that is consistent through all being, that has nothing to do with your actual tissues, but is a thing that animates you and gives you the innate knowledge of the spiritual realm. The spirit has a little bit of a distinction there. I would say your spirit is like the sense of innate enthusiasm that you're born with. You ever hear of someone saying they broke his spirit? And so I see spirit as more something that people can take away from. People can remove your spirit. Your spirit might be damaged. It might come back a little bit. When you're happy, your spirit is very strong, whereas your soul is kind of like this unchanging thing. And I hope all this terminology is pretty familiar to the people listening. To most people, a lot of the stuff is kind of like mumbo jumbo, made up type of stuff. And I think after a time of developing my spirituality, I've come to the understanding that anyone who sort of believes spirituality isn't real just hasn't been able to perceive it yet. They haven't developed that muscle. And if they would develop the muscle, then they would experience a similar thing to all the people who are spiritually awake. And I guess it would be my mission in life to help as many people as possible awaken to their own spirituality. And it doesn't have to be in any particular terminology that I use, but that people would be awake to the fact that there's a lot more going on here that we can't necessarily see. So, I hope that my messages have been resonating with you, and I hope you keep listening to the podcast. All right, you have a great day.